there are issues underneath my excitement.
Yes.
I have problems underneath my celebration. So while everybody is celebrating and everybody's going through, it's cool for the service, but after the service is over and I go home, if there was no word to minister to what was underneath the celebration, then I am going to die slowly. We got to talk about perception, because now this is wonderful news that God has given them time to recover, but let's look at it from Israel's perspective.
All right.
First of all, yes, God did dry up the Jordan for us. Yes, God did all of that for us. We're blessing God for that, but now we're cut. Now we're cut, and we are standing looking at a wall of defense. We're looking at a walled city, and things don't seem that well right now. We're not really happy with the way things are going. We're in pain.
Yes.
They don't know anything about the king's hearts being melted.
Right.
They don't know anything. They don't know anything about Jericho being afraid of them. They don't know that. All they know is God brought them over, but we still haven't seen the promise yet. And did God? Let me give you all an opportunity to be honest. Did God bring me through all of that to hurt me? Because it seems like the only sensation I have felt since coming across the Jordan is severe pain. Now we are a few steps away from Jericho, and I want to know, how come we have not occupied what God says is for us to occupy? Why is it that we have to go through pain? And from where we're sitting, if we, being the men, are supposed to fight our way in, how can we fight being this feeble? Because being cut in our groin, I can't get it.
Come on, prophet.
It decapitates us, and it takes us from being our best. So now God is taking us into the best, but we don't feel like the best. And that's how God operates, Eva. It's oxymoronic. He's always doing something against the grain, against the pattern, against the status quo. He says you're strong when you're weak. He says you're rich when you're poor. He says you're above when you're beneath. So from Israel's perspective, God has set us up to fail. And don't you sit in here and look at me in that tone, because you know in your psyche you have asked some serious questions in this last season, not to your pastor, not to your mama, but you have had a conversation with God. How can I be as great as you told me I was when I feel as weak as I do? I thought I was going to get more people to be honest. I thought they were going to take that opportunity to be honest, but I was sadly mistaken, I see. Look at somebody and tell them it's oxymoronic. It's oxymoronic. You don't even feel what everybody's calling you. You calling me great. Great what? Do you know half the stuff I'm going through? You greatness, great. You know you got a wealthy enough. Wealth what? Wealth what? I got bills up the wazoo. I'm up to my ears in debt. Lord, if I could talk in here. If I wasn't afraid of offending somebody, I would talk some real stuff up in here. Tell your neighbor. I don't look like what they call me. You refer to me as some great preacher, but I don't even feel half half the man. Forget great preacher. I haven't even conquered feeling half the man. I need somebody in here that don't mind being real just for a few moments. I think people can look at you and they can deem so much about you, and you're looking at yourself in the mirror. Some of you done broke all your mirrors because you don't even want to look at yourself because you don't feel like what everybody else is saying. And could God mean somebody else? And you know you're in bad shape when somebody's preaching to you, prophesying